Well, hello guys, and welcome back to another part to Let's Play Endless Legends, the Roving Clans. Alright, so in this part, guys, I'm going to be expanding my very tiny empire of the Roving Clans and adding my first new city to the empire, which is going to be really fun and really great. So, we're going to be doing that, and then we also have a pressing battle that we're going to have to take care of, which I'm probably going to run my ass away from. But first, I'm going to ignore that, pretend it's not there, and I'm going to get this settler over to a new place so I can actually settle a new homeland. Alright, so before I started this video, I kind of zoomed out and I took a look at the different regions around the city of Graildom to figure out where I want to put my next city, and I've decided that I'm going to put my next one up in Adekin, up here. Mainly because, for one, it's got some titanium, which is good, because right now Graildom has some glass steel, which is good, so that means we can easily produce glass steel, which is a tier 1 strategic resource. However, we don't have anything that produces titanium. Also, up in Adekin, we have a gold depository, and if we can get some luxury resource builders or extractors on this gold repository, what we can do is once we get enough of this, I can activate its bolster effect, which will make it so all of my cities will cost minus 50% dust, and all of my cities will get plus 5 happiness, which is really good. So we're going to settle up here, and I've already found a pretty good spot. We're actually going to settle my city right on this little chromatic land here, or what was the... Yeah, we're going to settle it right on this chromatic land, most likely. Now, this is going to drop my city's food production by 1, unfortunately, but I really like this placement right here because it gives me a lot of dust all the way around, and we also get 3 science from this, and then we get another 3 science from these tiles, and then this will actually turn into 4 science once we plant my city down, and also it gives me a lot of room for expansion because I can move up here, and then I can claim the hidden springs up here, and also a number of other places. Because I'm going to need the early game production right now because I didn't really do very well with my early game dust. As you guys can see, it's turned 40 and I'm only producing 8 dust, and to be perfectly honest, that's not very good for the Roving Clans. I really kind of messed that up. So I need to start producing dust as quickly as possible. So we're going to go for this area first. I was actually, the reason why I paused there for a moment is because I actually realized there was a hidden springs over here, and this may actually be a nice place as well. However, I kind of need this early game production here. Or maybe... Or maybe I don't. Maybe I don't actually. You know, what the hell? We're the Roving Clans. We can pick up my city at any time and move it. Let's put my city down here, because we'll get a lot of gold and a lot of food here, so we should expand really quickly. So let's move my city right there. All right. So now that settler is dealing with that, let's go over to this battle. So you guys can see my army has unfortunately run into a large force of neutral troops of some Harmonites. Now Harmonites are very strong. They have a stun, a slow, disease immunity, and a beam, and they have very low initiative, so I pretty much will always move before they will. However, they have a lot more life than my guys do, and they do a heck of a lot of damage, a lot more than my guys do. So we're not going to win this fight. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to retreat. Now in Endless Legends, when you retreat an army, what it does is it makes it so all of your troops will lose 50% of their health outright. Now, I will get the ability to escape, but all of my troops will lose 50% of their health by default. So you really can only retreat once and be guaranteed to not lose any of your units if they're at full strength. Luckily, my troops are at all full strength, so I can run away and book my butt out of here so these Harmonites won't chase me down. So we're going to run out of here, and actually we're going to have to find a different place to find a temple ruin to complete my next quest. So let's get my Harmonite to kind of book it out of here and head over back into this neutral territory, and then I guess this army will then, because like I could move it up here and try to bypass the Harmonites, but that's going to take 4 turns, but it'll only take me like 4 or 5 turns to get over here as well. It might be worth it to really just go over here and then see if I can find better luck over there, because Harmonites are really strong. I don't want to have to deal with them right now, so I'm gonna probably take the safer route and head towards this direction and see what we can find here. Okay, so next 2 things in my order of business is 1, I need to pick a new thing for Graildom to build. Now Imperial Highways are going to be researched in 1 turn, so we can start building some good stuff from that. Once we get Imperial Highways, we'll be able to build watchtowers and also build trade routes between my cities, which will give me a huge resource bonus. However, the first thing I want to do is I actually want to pick up this city and move it. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to move it over here to encompass this. Oop. Let me turn my steam off. buddy of mine trying to contact me for a little while. That's a little embarrassing. Okay, I'm sure he'll understand. So we're gonna move my city and pack it up and probably move it. I want to say, let's see. So if I move it right here, I was trying to give this a little bit of thought before I started the video. Right here would be a pretty good space because I could get a building that would increase my dust production of river tiles by 2, and then increase my dust production of sea tiles by 3, meaning these would produce 4 dust at default. And if I settled here, I gain an extra 2 dust from here, and I'd still get about 9 science from this section, and then I could expand over here to get these good science spots. So I think this would actually be an amazing spot for my city now that it's kind of, you know, it's pretty adequately grown. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to have this city pick itself up. So we're going to go the Setsuke-ho, and after the turn is done, it'll pack itself up, which you guys will see, and it's pretty cool, and I'll move it over and put it over here. Okay. Now the next thing is I want to set up an empire plan. So now that I'm at the 2nd tier empire plan, there are actually a few good things that I can get that'll really help out my empire. And as the Roving clans, in the mid to late game, you pretty much don't really need industry anymore, because if you did if you played the early game right, which I kind of messed up a little bit, so this doesn't really apply to me too much. Now, I should be able to recover pretty quickly once my 2nd city gets placed down, but if you played your early game right, you should be producing a good amount of dust. And what you can do is once you hit the 2nd era, and then you also get to your 2nd empire plan, for an easy 60 influence points, you can make it so you'll get +3 dust per citizen on cities, which is a really good bonus. And also, you can reduce the cost of dust for buying buildings in your cities, making it much easier and also much cheaper for me to purchase buildings instead of having to wait turn by turn for them to be built over time. So this is actually a really nice thing, and I'm going to be getting this right now. So my dust, once these 2 cities settle down, we should see a huge improvement in it. But right now it's going to suck, because once Greldom gets packed up, it's going to go in the negatives, because I technically won't have any cities to support my troops and my empire at the time being. But, you know, it's okay. It's only going to be for a turn. So wait for the turn to end. And so I think this is really cool. Alright, so Imperial Highways are done. That's good. I think this is really cool. So this is basically what your city looks like as the Roving clans once you pack it up. It literally packs itself up into this gigantic mechanical, like, scarab beetle kind of thing, and then you can just move it around like a normal unit. It's really awesome. And then you get in here and you see, like, the buildings are all wrapped up in this kind of, like, I originally thought it was like a web kind of thing, but it's really like, it looks almost just like a binding. It's really interesting, and I really like how they did that. Alright, so we said we were going to settle right here. Was it right here? So if I settle here, I'll get access to 1, 2, 3, 4 river tiles, and be able to get access to a 5th if I build an expansion to the bottom southwest corner. Yes, this is where we want to go. Yeah, okay. So let's move my city, and my little scarab beetle is going to inch itself over, and look at that. I just build a new city, and my city just builds itself right there, and look, I think my brain just blew up a little bit. Look at that. Just by moving my city 3 spaces, my dust production has gone up from +8 to +51. That makes me so freaking happy. Amazing. Wonderful. Okay, so now we are in business. Okay. So now that my city has been placed down here and we're producing a lot of dust, and trust me guys, this dust amount is only going to continue to go up. I haven't even built my primary dust production buildings yet. All I've built that improves my dust production right now is a mint. I'm only going to get even stronger with this. Okay. As you can tell, I'm very excited now because I'm actually doing a little bit better. Alright, so we're going to build a dust filtration center and then a dust dredger. Now both of these are going to cost 134 gold. I should have dust, not gold. I really should just punch myself every single time I say gold. Or like if I really had alcohol on hand, oh god, that'd be horrible. Take a shot of liquor every single time I said gold instead of dust. Then maybe that would teach me to not say gold anymore. Maybe. No, probably not. Anyway, so alright, so I'm going to spend dust to get this dust dredger and this dust filtration center right off the bat. So next turn these are going to be done. And then the next thing I'm going to build is I'm actually going to build a right-of-way would be helpful, because this is going to set up paved roads around my empire, meaning I can trade. However, the way trade works in this game is that overland trade goes from city to city, and they have to be connected or have to be through adjacent regions. So once the city is settled down here, I technically will be able to trade with them, but there are two conditions they need to fulfill before I can start trade with them. One, they need to be in a region adjacent to me, which they will be, so that'll be cleared. But then the second thing is that they also need to have paved roads. They need to build the right-of-way. And this is a very expensive building, even with this city having 5 people here. You guys can see here, it's still going to take me a really long time to make this. So, because of that, we're going to leave that for the time being. Now, I think the next best thing to get is probably going to be a sewer system. And my rationale behind this is because every single time you settle a new city, your empire gets a negative approval rating modifier applied to it, because your empire typically does not like to be expanded rapidly. So for every new city you build, your happiness will go down by -20 in each city. So you really need, if you're going to do, so if you pick an empire that goes for a lot of rapid expansion early game or something like that, and you think you're really going to be expanding, or you know that you're building a new city. Oh, shit. I hope I don't get attacked. I totally forgot that there were still people there. What the? I'm getting attacked by Driders, and there's a heart. What the? What is going on here? This is ridiculous. Okay. Alright, so we're getting attacked here. I'm going to have to fight this because it's pretty much a 50-50 chance, but it was a little bit less in my favor. So I'm going to have to beat these guys down, teach these Driders a lesson, hopefully. Driders are support units. They actually rely on ranged attacks to win their fights. So this could go really badly, or it could go really well. Now, I'm a little concerned because there's forest here, so my guys are going to move really slowly, but it should be okay. Alright, so I'm going to have all my guys focus fire this one Drider unit. Now, luckily, Driders have really crappy initiative. Oh, good. Alright, so we will be in range of this Drider. That's fantastic. So we'll get a bonus attack. Oh, 33 damage. Okay, you know, I think we'll be okay. Driders, they are ranged units. They're not very good in melee. We should be able to massacre these guys pretty easily. And because these guys, like I said in the last video, they use their action point to counterattack me, they no longer can do any damage. Oh, that's great. Okay, so we're probably going to take a bit of damage. Okay, 21. Yeah, that hurt a little bit. Let's be honest, that hurt. But I think we'll be... Okay, good. So that Drider should be dead. Yeah, that's right. Screw you, you freaking bug. I think I really have something against bugs. It might be because they scare me. Yeah, I really don't like bugs. And the Driders really just seem like a bug race. Okay. I'm a little worried we're going to lose this unit right here, but hopefully that won't be the case. Luckily, they're not going to be able to use their ranged attacks because we have higher initiative for them. Ooh. Ouch, ouch. So these Driders actually have Sweep Strike Back, which means that whenever they do damage to me, they do damage in an arc. So they'll do damage to whatever units are adjacent to them. That's actually a really scary ability, and I need to really be careful about that. Alright, now I gotta book it out of here because this freaking Harmonite is chasing me down. I don't know. It's after me. Something's going on here. I gotta get out of here. So we're gonna get my army back up here so it can heal up. Otherwise, I'm gonna be extremely worried that I'm gonna lose this army, and I don't want to do that. Because if I lose this Ardent Mage Hero, oh, that'd be horrible. I'd have to buy a new one, and that, oh god. I'm sure you guys can already imagine how horrible that would be. Alright, so I have enough dust actually to build this sewer system, so we're gonna buy that out. Now, I'm a little concerned about this boss structure here. Nah. I think... Okay, you know, this is what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to... Oh, resources will not be refunded. Crud. I thought I could refund the dust. Okay. Alright, so we're not going to be impatient. We're going to keep my settler back here just for... Okay, I'm getting a little sick of the roving armies. Alright, these guys have got to go. Okay. Alright, so we got to get my army up there as fast as possible. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to unassign this hero and go over to Greldom and go, okay, you're going to be assigned here now. And then we're going to go to this unit and assign my very fast hero, so these guys will have 2 movement speed. And then we're going to get them back to my capital as fast as possible, because we might actually be in a little bit of trouble, and that's going to suck so badly if I get killed by stupid random units. Okay, good. Luckily they didn't attack me. That was extremely lucky. Okay, but we're going to keep my settlers here until my army gets back, and I can use them to kill these guys off. I think I'm going to actually build another dervish. Do I want to do that, or do I want to expand and get more money? Yeah, let's get another dervish. I think I'd actually feel safer if I had another unit in my army, so I could take on pretty much all the independent factions with no problems. So we're going to build another dervish here. Now, I think one of the reasons I was making a bunch... Yeah, okay. So it looks like when I put my city down, it actually moved all my workers into dust, so I'm not producing as much gold as I thought it would, or as much dust as I thought I was. However, still, plus 22 is a lot better than plus 8. I am going to throw all these guys... Or actually, if I were to keep them over here, let's see. So 68, how much dust would I need? So probably by the time I get enough dust, I've maybe... Yeah, let's keep producing dust. I want to keep trying to roll in money as much as possible and see if I can do something against these guys. Okay, these Harmonites, alright, they scare me. Harmonites are scary, guys. At least they are to me. Maybe it's just because I suck at this game, but they're scary to me. Alright, we're going to wait one more turn. And then once we get that, we should have enough dust to buy out this dervish unit. Yep, we do. Okay, so we're going to buy out that dervish, and then the next thing, most definitely, is going to be building a burrow. And I think I want to actually build, so I can either go to the left here and get all this dust, all this science, or I can go up here. So I have 3 choices. I can go here, I can go in one of these 2 places, or I can go up here. I don't really want to go here because we're not going to gain as many good things from this place. So if I go here, I gain 6 dust, I gain 3 science, 3 food, I'm sorry, I gain 6 science, I can't add, and then I gain 1 industry. Okay. If I go here, I gain 8 dust, 8 okay, this is the definite choice, because if I go here, I'm going to lose 1 food, because as soon as I put a burrow down, it has the same effect as when you place a city down into place. It lowers the food by 1, but then increases every other resource by 1. So if I place a burrow down here, it's going to increase all the resources in this one tile by 1, except for the food. And it's also going to give me access to the science, the industry, and the ruins over here, and also the lake tile. So yeah, this would probably be the best place. So let's build a burrow here. That should be pretty good. Okay. And now, our level 2 dervish has been constructed, so... oh, you know, one thing I totally forgot to do, guys, and this is one of the cool things about this game. So, now that I hit Tech level 2, I have actually unlocked Tech 2 infantry units. Now, that doesn't mean I've unlocked completely new units, but what I mean by that is that if I go over here to my list of armies, I can actually now modify my troops here and equip them with tier 2 iron stuff. Now, if I did have the ability to use adamantium and also glass steel weapons and armor, I would be doing that, but since I didn't actually research that, and I also don't have enough adamantium and titanium to really do that, what I can do is I can equip these guys with technology level 2 armor and weapons of the iron grade, which is still pretty good, it's better than what they had before, to make them a little bit more potent on the battlefield. And that's actually what I'm going to do. So if we see here, we've got an iron helmet, good. If I equip this, or an iron helmet that's actually great condition. Okay. If I equip this, this will increase my dervishes HP by 12 and also increase their attack by 5%. It's pretty good. And now what this is going to do is I'm basically by doing this, I'm editing the schematic of all the dervishes that I'll build in the future. So once I'm done editing this this dervish unit, every dervish unit that I build after this will have these new armor and weapons, and also all the new stats that'll come from equipping these new armor and weapons, which is really cool. And also I can spend a little bit of dust to upgrade my current dervishes to have these weapons and armor if they're inside one of my own regions. So you can actually get a long spear on dervishes instead of an iron hammer, which it's kind of cool because the long spear actually will give you, so it gives you an extra 3 initiative, and it also gives you some extra damage, which actually the hammer does more damage, but it has the same amount of attack. But the thing is that I usually tend to like the the hammer a little bit more, because the hammer, so by equipping it there, it's going to give me 39 attack, and then if I equip the shield, that's going to give me that. Well, actually, you know, hold on, let's see what happens. Okay, so right now, the hammer is giving me 18 attack, okay, 12 damage, and it's also giving me -8 initiative. Now, my initiative's already really good. Not many units have higher initiative than this. So, in case I think I explained all the stats, but just in case I didn't, the one that's really important, so attack determines, it's basically your unit's hit chance. So the higher the attack, the more likely the unit is to hit and then do damage, which is controlled by this number. And then defense is the ability of the unit to defend itself from receiving damage. And then initiative determines whether or not they go first in the turn order, you know, things like that. Just in case I didn't go over that. I think I did, but it just occurred to me that I might not have done that. So back to this. So if I have a hammer, it gives these units the ability to stun, which gives them a 20% chance to do that. Okay. And then they do 18 attack and 12 damage. And then the shield gives them block 2, which increases their defense by 4 when they're attacked. And increases their defense by 6 and 5% of their HP. Now if I equip the spear, let's see, if I equip the hammer, so the spear increases my defense goes to 40, 39, 39, 32. If I equip the hammer, it goes 39, 38, 28, 36. So basically, all of my stats are better, except for really my initiative and my damage. Yeah, you know, let's stick with what we got, now that I think about it. Now, the other thing I do want to get is I want to get this talisman, because it's going to give my units improved movement, which gives them +3 initiative, +2 movement, and +1 battle movement, which is really nice. Alright. And now that we've done that, I can spend 278 dust to retrofit these guys, which is going to be a tad too much expensive, so we're going to wait on that. But now that we have 4 units, I now have the ability to actually beat down these roaming centaurs and defend my settlers adequately so I can actually get them to settle. So next turn, I should be settling my second city and getting on the way to conquest and economic domination.